The launch trailer for Poppy Playtime Chapter 3 just released, and there are a bunch of new details and secrets hidden inside. And lucky for us, the release date is right around the corner, being January 30th. Now, I'm not going to break down every shot in the trailer because there are plenty of other content creators that have already done that. But what I want to do is point out some of the most important shots and add some explanation as to what they are and what they might mean. Now, the trailer opens with a handful of pictures from when the Playcare was up and running, showing many different children with their faces scratched out. This could mean they are no longer living or their experiment failed. You'll also notice the child on the left is wearing a shirt with Huggy Wuggy on it, meaning this could be the child that turned into Huggy Wuggy. In the last photo, we see a picture of papers from the ARG. This document explains the details of experiment 1188, otherwise known as catnap. A lot of this document is covered up, but from what we can read, it explains a little bit about the process of the experiments. The brain and the nervous system were removed from the spinal cord and placed into a bigger body, which in theory would preserve the human consciousness and feelings. You'll also see a photo of another child, although this time his face isn't scratched out. I believe this is a photo of Theodore Grambel, the child used for the catnap experiment. I go into heavy detail about who Theodore is and the details about the experiment in one of my previous videos. Now, as the light from the projector turns off, if you look closely, you'll see a shadow of catnap, further proving the idea of this photo being Theodore. In one of the next shots, we are inside of the playhouse. As you can see, there is a red box with a star on it, oddly sticking out. Now, this could be nothing, but it could also be the confirmation of Boxy Bo showing up in this chapter. Yes, Boxy Bo's box is blue with a yellow star, but maybe they changed it for the chapter. Who knows? It's probably not actually him, but you never know. Another important shot from the trailer is when we see a statue of Bobby Bearhug. What makes this interesting is how the statue is turning as we walk around it. In other words, it's sort of following us. I wonder if it will move towards us once we look away, meaning this might not even be a statue and could be the actual toy just posing as one, considering its bright white eyes, which usually means there is a soul inside. We then see a new grab pack hand in action. This hand looks to be a flare gun. It also shows us how many flares we have left. I'm assuming we will be able to pick up unused flares around the areas in order to reload it. In addition, it seems these flares will repel our attackers, as we can see Catnap shy away from the light once it's shot. Dog Day also runs away from the light once we shoot it. Furthermore, we also hear a voice tell us every shadow and every flickering light is a hiding spot, which means we will need to be careful while in the dark and use this flare gun strategically in order to keep ourselves alive. Now, we also see a few different shots from a VHS POV of someone. During these tapes, we see Catnap's red gas all throughout the area while Catnap himself seems to be looking for us. I believe this VHS tape is something we find, like in the previous games how they're laying around. This might give us some backstory on Catnap and or show just how evil he is. We also get a shot of an actual VHS tape laying on the ground, labeled the Hour of Joy, meaning this tape could have the answers to all of our questions, possibly showing us what really happened on this day. Following this tape, we get a shot of a brand new character that we have never seen before. The devs mentioned a new character, so I don't think this is any of the smiling critters. It also seems that they only move in the dark, as it sort of teleports closer to us when the lights flicker. This character probably has something to do with the school area, considering these science letters behind them. This is most likely a bigger body made to teach the orphans. My theory behind this character is this could be an old teacher that had taught the orphans when things were still active. While teaching, she might have started to feel bad for the orphans and tried to help them free, only to end up getting punished for it. And the punishment unfortunately turned out to be getting experimented on, turning her into a bigger body's experiment so she can never leave. And this is the state that we find her in. But I'm sure we will learn all about this new person in the game. Next, we get an awesome chase scene from none other than Huggy Wuggy, although you might notice he looks a bit different. Now, this could be a different version of him, a failed experiment that had been trapped away all these years. There were a few other versions of Huggy Wuggy before the one we ran into in chapter 1, although I have another theory. Since this version has actual fingers and completely black eyes, I think this is a hallucination of Huggy Wuggy. In other other words, a nightmarish version of him. As we know, catnap emits a red gas that, if inhaled, will make you hallucinate and lose consciousness. Because we are exposed to this gas in chapter 3, this version of Huggy Wuggy could be because of the gas. Now, speaking of catnap, we finally get a shot of him in all his evil glory. Considering just how massive he is, he looks terrifying, and I'm so excited to see him in action. What did you guys think of this new trailer? I think it was awesome, and I'm so excited to play chapter 3. I will be uploading a playthrough once it's released, so stay tuned for that. Let me know how you guys feel in the comments below, and if you like horror game content like this, please consider subscribing. Also, don't forget to follow my Twitter at TerrifiedT. Thanks for watching.